Lots of beginning sewers like to make pillowcases because they are a fun, easy, creative project for you to do at home. Let me show you how to turn a corner with your portable sewing machine so that you can make square or rectangular pillowcases. Start by choosing your stitch. So we're going to use a straight stitch for this pillowcase sample, and I'm going to keep my machine somewhere between a B and a C, so sort of like a medium stitch length. I'm going to take my project, make sure that on your machine the presser foot is lifted, take the project, place it into the machine. Before you start, remember, make sure your thread tails are long and towards the back of your machine. So place the project under the foot, lower your presser foot, check for your threads, and then you can start sewing. I'm going to sew and approach the corner of this pillowcase sample here. Once I get to, around the corner area, I'm going to stop. So we see here, I'm approaching this corner. Before we pivot to turn the corner, I need to ensure that my needle is down. So as I was just sewing with the foot switch, I did find that my needle sank down, but it could be up still. So you'll want to go to your hand wheel, turning the hand wheel towards you, ensure that your needle is down in the fabric. Once your needle is down in the fabric, you can lift your presser foot up, swing your project around, and then lower the foot. Now remember to lower the foot before you start sewing again. Once that foot is down, you can start sewing. And now that we know how to use the reverse stitch button, once you have started and once you start and end your stitch line or your seam line, you can use the reverse stitch button to lock in those stitches. So I'm going to say I'm done with this seam, so I'm going to use my reverse button to lock this in. And now, once my project is done, go to your hand wheel, turn it towards you, making sure your needle is up this time, not down. Pull your project away from you, clip those threads, and you can see here how we have our turned corner. Now, as a little fun tip, to turn this corner inside out in a neat way, I'm going to fold my seam allowance down just along the stitch line, and then I'm going to fold my seam allowance on the other side down just along the stitch line. I'm going to reach into the center of my little pillowcase sample here, pinching both seam allowances. I'm going to flip and turn this corner inside out, and look at that lovely stitched corner that we made.